Hello friends, how are you? I always receive emails and there are many people asking for help about professionalizing their hobby. But is this good for you? Is this the right time for you to do this? When to do this? And we're going to talk about this in today's video. Thank you. Bye. When someone starts to dedicate themselves to a new hobby, be it, whatever it is, carpentry, painting, metalworking, photography, crafts, it doesn't matter. They always start to dedicate themselves. It starts to become pleasurable. And then it becomes more enjoyable, even than their own work, their own profession, and the person wants to live off it, for it to be an integral part of their life, and not just a weekend or evening hobby. And for many people, it is perfectly feasible to make this transition and professionalize your hobby. But is that the case for you? And so that there are no losses in your life that can go far beyond the financial ones. In abandoning your profession in a hasty manner, there are some points that we need to take into consideration. First of all, does your family support you in your decision? For single people, it is relatively easy. Ignore the opinion or otherwise of parents, friends, siblings. But for married people, this decision is a little more complex because you have your spouse, you can have children. And this decision will affect the entire family in several aspects that can go beyond the financial ones. So it is very important that the family supports the decision. There are times of difficulty, and they will certainly come. Everyone will be together and not against you, and the difficulty would be even greater. Second, are you ready technically? Have you mastered your hobby here very well, to the point of being able to serve a client and leave a client satisfied with it? Because worse than not doing something is doing it badly. For those who are starting out in the market, any slip-up can be fatal. The only service poorly done, especially for those who live in small towns or will serve the regional public with a small carpentry shop. To say is fatal. One mistake is fatal. It is very important that you are technically mastering, completely mastering the technique of what you want to do. Do you have adequate space? It doesn't matter if the space will be a warehouse, a rented commercial room, or even a small room. In the house or apartment, it doesn't matter. Essential that you have an adequate space. Your workplace is your workplace. Your home is your home. It has adequate equipment, enough for you to perform the task with quality and even in time. It is worth remembering that for the professional, time is money. It is important that everything is easy, done with quality, but that it is done as quickly as possible, so that he is able to take on the next job. Know the market. Knowing who you will provide a service to or who you will sell product to is fundamental. Those who do not know who their consumer is do not know exactly what they will produce and how they would even price it. For example, if your client is Class A, luxury market, there is no point in providing a service or selling something cheap. You simply will not reach that market. Demands prices, likes higher prices. This is one of the points that characterizes the luxury market. On the other hand, for other markets, high prices are a sign that you will not work. See it! Administration, it is not enough to technically master what you want. You propose to achieve. You need to have a little notion of administration, because you will have to manage cash flow. You will have to understand a little about taxes. You will have to understand a little about invoices if you legalize your business. You will have to understand how to separate the business money from your personal money. Are fundamental, and even the formation of prices, cost cells. So notions of administration. It is very important. You do not need to have a degree in administration or an MBA. But you need to understand the basics of administration, the basic concepts. Are you ready to work more? It is a mistake to think that the entrepreneur, that the self-employed can set their own work schedule, or that they work less. It is a mistake. You will work more. I have worked more than 80 hours in a single week, worked 7 days in a single week. It happens week, of course. Sometimes you can take a week off from hunger. In the middle of nowhere, everyone is working. You can take a week off, it happens. But be prepared to work more. Be prepared to work on the weekend. Because even when you are not serving a client, many times you have to do the administrative part of your business. 8th, are you ready to lose your labor rights? Sometimes people don't pay attention to this, but the self-employed, the entrepreneur, the one who is starting out, he doesn't have labor rights. On the contrary, if he has an employee, he owes labor rights. 13th, vacation, you will have to plan for this. This money exists in your account. Otherwise, you won't have this money. Retirement, you will have to make a retirement plan, whether it's private or paying your own INSS. It doesn't matter, but you will have to plan for it. Now, everything falls apart. And then we come back again, management knowledge. It always comes back to this part. Be bold. Being bold doesn't mean doing things without thinking, but rather evaluating the risks and going beyond what your competitor is doing. Do it differently. Do it better. Make your business stand out. 10th, be the best. It doesn't matter what you're going to be. It doesn't matter if you're going to do crafts, if you're going to sell barbecue, popcorn, you're going to make sandwiches, you're going to be a carpenter. It doesn't matter. Be the best you can be. Dedicate yourself. Focus all your energy on being the best in your segment. Only the best stand out. Only the best survive, especially in times like these that we are going through. And here's a bonus. Be prepared for success. It may seem funny and even contradictory. I know people who closed their companies when they were starting to grow, and they would. Takeoff simply closed because they did not have the conditions. They had not prepared their structure for the business to grow. And then it started to grow. It happened so fast that people couldn't manage it, and unfortunately had to close their businesses. And some regret it. The moment has passed. But be ready. Prepare yourself for everything to work out. Plan for the unexpected, but also be prepared for success. Invest your money and your time in something you like. It's perfectly feasible. It's really worth doing. But to do that, you need to prepare yourself. You need to assess the risks. Look for institutions like Sibrai, like Sinai. Prepare yourself for this new transition, and even make these transitions gradually. So you start to take your free time, your weekends, your nighttime, to dedicate yourself to the new profession, to what is the hobby, which will become a profession. And as this time begins to decrease and the income begins to increase, it may be the right time to abandon the old profession, the old job, and move on to the new one. And someone may be wondering, but why are you saying all this if you are not a consultant? Simple. I am for the second time in my life making night-glitching change like this. That's it, guys. I hope you liked it and that it helps many people. A hug to everyone, and until next time.